Hello everyone and welcome back to another Daily Illini Sports podcast covering the men's tennis team. I'm Jeff Ohmer alongside my partner Brett Lerner, and today we will be covering this past weekend for the Illini men's tennis team. First and foremost, we noticed that in the matches this weekend there was a new format, a format that really promotes quicker matches and a more stronger emphasis on the singles play. Brett, what did you see from this format in this weekend's matches?
Yeah, well, the main reason Illinois used this format throughout the weekend was because of the ESPN match on Friday night with Pepperdine, which we'll touch on more in a second. But the new format really promotes quickness. I mean, you're cutting matches from 3.5 hours to 1.5 hours, so it's going to make it a lot better for viewers, which is why they were having the ESPN tour kind of experiment with it. So instead of playing doubles first, you play all 6 of your singles matches first. They're each worth a point. It's out of 7 points total because doubles is worth a point. But this new format essentially turns doubles into an overtime. Mm-hmm. That's what it can be equated to. So the only way you get to play the doubles is if you tie singles 3-3. But if someone wins 4 singles matches, then it's over. So you're not going to see as much doubles if the NCAA were to ever fully switch to this format. But it would make doubles very exciting if it were to come down to that, which Illinois actually did not see this weekend, although they played it in all 3 of their matches.
Yeah, I was just about to make that point, Brett. Starting with the doubleheader, the Illini had on Friday, first with USF and Pepperdine. The Illini were really dominant in both matches, I would say, and then definitely. Obviously from playing good singles, they did not have to see any doubles matches. As you saw in the first match against USF, the Illini took it 4-1, seemingly pretty easily for all the singles matches. And then what was really exciting was the second matchup in the doubleheader, where they played Pepperdine on Friday evening with ESPN3 coverage of that. What did you think about that whole experience, Brett?
I thought it was a great environment. Illinois players were really focused in. It seems like the great part about Atkins Tennis Center is Illinois really prides itself on their facilities and the crowds that they're able to get compared to a lot of other college men's tennis programs. So Illinois players are used to big crowds, but the crowd was kind of more hyped up than usual even because all of the ESPN festivities that were going on. And I wouldn't necessarily say that it rattled Pepperdine at all, but it was a very cool experience for the Illinois program as a whole. I know, like we talked to a couple of players and coaches leading up to that, they were all excited, and I think the match day experience really lived up to the expectations, and it didn't hurt the Illini side that they were able to beat Pepperdine so easily in the actual match section of the event. So
that's a match I believe the Illini took 5-0.
Yep.
And really it was just high energy, but both from the fans and the players on the team. You could tell in the post-game interviews with the players and coaches that everybody was really excited with the turnout, but also the performance of the Illini team and really pulling out that strong victory once again against Pepperdine. Today, unfortunately, on Sunday, the Illini didn't have so much luck with the new system. They traveled to California to face Baylor, number 12 Baylor, and Baylor seemingly just took the match just right off the get-go and really just had the advantage throughout the whole way.
Yeah, it was the Illini's toughest competition of the weekend as a whole. Baylor's a great team. They've been in the top 15 pretty much all season. They were playing in California as a kind of a lead-up to a pro tournament that was kicking off today. So it was another cool event for Illinois. It was their first time playing outdoors pretty much all season, so that could have thrown them off a little bit. Baylor was also just one of the best teams they've seen all year, and a quick turnaround, really. I mean, they left Atkins Tennis Center here in Champaign Friday night, 20 minutes after they finished playing, to get on a plane to go to California, and then played at 11 a.m. this morning. So tough weekend for the Illini in terms of that. So I'm sure they're pretty happy to rest up after that, and they took a tough loss this morning, but overall a pretty good weekend again for the Illini. 2-1. They're now 11-5 overall, and then moving forward next weekend they get slightly back into Big Ten play. They go to Bloomington, Indiana. They'll play the Hoosiers, which will be the Big Ten match obviously, and then they play Ball State, an out of conference opponent in Bloomington as well on Sunday next week. So they like to keep moving forward, hopefully get Jared back, which we expected to happen this weekend, but it didn't end up happening for whatever reason.
Yeah, I think, well, with or without the play of Jared Hiltzig, I think the Illini still performed pretty well this weekend. I think it's safe to say that the coaches would have been pleased with the 2-1 record. They knew that the odds might have been against them at Baylor just because of the busy weekend that they had with the doubleheader on Friday, and then of course the flying and traveling to California. That sure didn't help their odds or chances in that matchup. But now I think looking forward, as you mentioned, the Illini now have another doubleheader next Sunday in which they will face Ball State and Indiana. Definitely two teams that the Illini should most likely get wins over, so hopefully they'll have a good week of practice this week in preparation for those two matches coming up ahead. That's really it. That's all that happened this weekend for Illini tennis, so that's all we have for you today. We thank you for joining us once again, and we look forward to coming back with you guys for another podcast another time shortly. Thank you.